Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Shikha Prasad, lecturer of economics from the Arihant College of Arts, Commerce and Science. Today I am going to explain you about the law of demand in this video. I have already explained you about the meaning of demand, concept of demand and the determinants of demand in my previous video. So let's continue from the law of demand. Now, law of demand explain consumer choice behavior when the price changes in the market, assuming other factor affecting demand being constant. When the price of good rises, it leads to a fall in demand of that good. This is natural consumer choice behavior. This happens because a consumer hesitates to spend more for the goods with the fear of going out of cash. Now, as you have seen in the figure that when the price goes up, the quantity demanded goes down, and vice versa, when the price goes down, the quantity demanded goes up. So let's start about the law of demand. The law of demand was introduced by Professor Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics, which was published in 1890. The law of demand describes the relationship between the quantity demanded and the price of a product. It states that the demand for a product decreases with increase in its prices and vice versa while other factors are constant. Therefore, there is an inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded of a product. The law of demand basically shows the relationship between quantity demanded and the price of a commodity, and this relationship is inverse or negative. When price rises, quantity demanded fall, and when price fall, quantity demanded will rise. Now, law of demand definition given by Alfred Marshall. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, other thing being equal, higher the price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower is the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. Now, some of the definitions of law of demand given by different authors are as follows. According to Robertson, other things being equal, the lower the price at which a thing is offered, the more a man will be prepared to buy it. It means when the price is low, then the man will prepare to buy more. Now, according to Ferguson, law of demand, the quantity demanded varies inversely with price. Next, law of demand states that people will buy more at lower prices and buy less at higher prices if other things remaining the same. Given by Professor Samuelson. All the definitions clear the idea that when people will buy the commodity at a lower price, then they will buy more. When they purchase at a higher price, they will buy less. Now, there are some assumptions of the law. Every law will have some limitations. This law operates when the commodity price changes and all other prices and conditions do not change. The main assumptions are habits, taste and fashion remains constant. Money, income of the consumer doesn't changes. Prices of other substitute goods remain constant. Prices of complementary goods remain constant. No change in the size of population. No expectations about future change in the price. And the last one, no change in taxation policy. Within the operation of the law, the taste of the consumer and fashion remains constant. It means they doesn't change. Money income of the consumer, which means the actual money income which he is getting doesn't change. Prices of other substitute goods and complementary goods remains constant. The size of the population is assumed to be constant, that there is no change in the population. No expectation about future change in price. No change in the taxation policy of the government. Now, these are the some assumptions. Now, move to the graphical presentation of law. Now, we have already explained you in previous video about the demand curve and its downward sloping. Now, the law explains that when the price remains low, the quantity purchased by the consumer is high. Here we see in the table that when price is rupees 5 per unit, the consumer is purchasing 10 units, but when price gets down to 4 rupees, consumer purchase more at 20 units. Then when price falls to rupees 3, consumer buy more 30 units. When price gets down to rupees 1, consumer will buy maximum amount at 50 units. Now, this tabular explanation can be shown in the diagram which form a demand curve. Now, law of demand can be expressed with the help of this schedule and demand curve. In the table, it is shown that when price falls from 5 rupees to 1 rupees, then the quantity demanded rises from 10 units to 50 units. The slope of the demand curve is downward from left to right. That indicates the inverse relationship of demand with price. Now move to the next. Function of demand. In such a case, the demand function can be expressed as follows. dx equals to function of px, where dx is the demand for commodity x and px is the price of commodity x, and the f sign shows the functional relationship between demand and price. Now, this dx is a dependent variable which depend upon the px. Fx is the independent variable. The price of good is an independent variable and the demand for good depends always upon the price of good according to the law of demand. Now, in this video, what we have learned, just I want to conclude that idea. Law of demand. In economics, the law states that all else being equal, as the price of product increases, quantity demanded falls. Likewise, as the price of a product decreases, the quantity demanded increases. There is an inverse relationship between quantity demanded and its price. So, in one line, if we want to explain law of demand, higher the price, lower the quantity demanded. Lower the price, higher will be the quantity demanded. This is the law of demand and it is the consumer behavior. Now, thank you everyone for watching this video.